Hi, okay, we're going to do some function machines. We've got in, and something goes in. We have like a little gate where you add 2, and then that goes to another sort of gate where you multiply by 5, or a door, and then we get something coming out, and they're called function machines. So we're going to put some different numbers in. So the first one we're going to put is we're going to put 1 in. So 1 goes in, and then we have to add 2 to it, and then we multiply by 5, and we get an answer out. So if we put 1 into the machine and we add 2, then that's going to equal 3. And then we multiply by 5, and then we've got 15 coming out, haven't we? Now, because it's like this, it's step by step. You follow it as it tells you to do something. So let's do that again. We're going to put 1 in, and then it pops into that which says add 2. So we've got 3 that comes out of it, and then it goes through the times by 5, and we've got 15 coming out. If we were going to write that, then we would put 1 plus 2, and because that goes first, we're going to put that in brackets. Anything that definitely goes first, we put in brackets. And then we're going to multiply by 5 when we sorted out that bracket. 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 times 5 is 15. Let's do number 2. So now we have 2 going in. So 2 goes in. We add 2 to it. So 2 plus 2 is 4 comes out of that one. 4 goes into the multiply by 5, and we get 20 out. But let's write it in the brackets. So we put 2 in, and we add 2 first before we do anything else. And then we multiply by 5. And we know what we do in the brackets we do first. Now in this situation, the reason why we put it in brackets is because in this situation, say if we didn't do it in brackets, say if we did 1 plus 2 times 5, that would be 11. And that's because, hopefully some of you are yelling at me, BODMAS, BIDMAS, yeah. So it means that we do, I think you'd probably, well, you do. You probably cover both of them because you do indices in year 6. And that's an index number, that's indices and roots. But can you see that we know this is the brackets. This is sort of, and that's indices. And then you've got divide, multiply first, and then add and subtract second. So that's why this would come first. If you did it like that, you'd do 1 plus 2 times 5, which is 10, and 1 plus 10 is 11. I just wanted to give you a reminder. So, because we're adding 2 first, that's the first thing we do, we have to make sure we put it in brackets to make sure that it's clear that's the first thing we do. Okay, right, let's go down. All right. Okay, so we're putting 3.2 in now. So we've got 3.2 that's going in. We add 2 to it, and then we multiply by 5, but we've got to add 2 to it first. So we're going to do this, and then multiply by 5. 3.2 plus 2, 3.2, 4.2, 5.2. So I've got 5.2. I said 0.2 and I wrote 0.5. That's a common thing that people do. 5.2 multiplied by 5. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Now, it's okay to do it to multiply by decimals when there's only one decimal number, but when you're multiplying a decimal by a decimal, this isn't the strategy to use. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 5 is 25, add 1 is 26. So I'm pretty sure the answer to that is 26, yes. Let's carry on going down. Let's do number 4. So we have 4.07 going in, and that is added to 2 before it's multiplied by 5. Okay, so we've got, so that's 456.07 multiplied by 5. Let's work that out. 6.07 multiplied by 5. I'm going to put the decimal point in. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 0, there's no 5 zeros, that's 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3, and 5 sixes are 30. So I think that answer is 30.35. Yes, and then we've got one more. Let's do pink. 9, right, we'll pop in 9 in, and then we've got to add 2 to it, haven't we? And then we've got to multiply it by 5, and then we get something out. So 9 plus 2, it's nice to end with a nice easy one. Is that right? Yeah. 9, 10, 11, and 11 times 5 is 55. Now, I've just put a little note to say this is how function machines work. You input a number, you follow the rules, and our rules were to tell us to add 2 first and then multiply by 5 second, in the order they are given. All right, well done. See you again. Bye.